Welcome to
Whiskey
and Rosé. I'm Melissa.
I'm Lauren.
And I'm Aaron.
And today we have our special guest today is
Matt Yates.
Drum roll.
So, Matt Yates.
From the band Science Penguin.
Thank you. I was like Matt Yates from.
Sorry, I'm not professional at these things just yet.
Yeah, Science Penguin is a local metal band, all instrumental. Yeah, it's like,
It's not
like, that was so metal.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, that was metal, I think, that they just did.
They might have had a metal in
They
there.
might have put a metal in there. I don't know.
There was a metal in there
It's got a
somewhere.
alloy.
We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
Very
Thank
excited.
you so much for having me. And
course.
for the whiskey.
Of course.
Of course, anytime. So today's episode, we're gonna have 3 different segments. We're gonna talk about Matt's band and then his life, more of his personal life.
Yes.
And we're gonna touch on an issue, like I guess a issue that that happened in Damascus High School. Just kind of a brief talk about that, and then Lauren and I will end on a happy note about our trip. And we'll talk to you guys about our experiences, and on the YouTube channel you can check out some of our videos that we made. You may probably get really annoyed because in most of them we are a little drunk.
Are you guys woo girls in there?
No.
You guys wooing the whole time? Woo!
No. We're more like
a woo girl.
dancing and like clapping and stuff. It was really fun.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Melissa does
I was low-key jealous. Me and Ad and I were sitting here. We did the photo shoot for stuff, and we were just sitting here like, man, this sucks. There, go on. We were sitting here eating chicken. Like,
We did eat chicken when we were there, so don't feel that left out.
They probably have that.
It was cool though.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I got my hair cut. Woo!
Boom! Oh my
Look
god.
at that.
Actually, it's not Lauren, it's Ellen today.
A person at my work said I look like Ellen DeGeneres, and I'm like, thank you so much. I mean, I love Ellen DeGeneres. They said that they loved Ellen
It's
DeGeneres.
so funny.
But I mean, she is a cover girl technically, so.
Damn, look at that flawless skin.
Yeah.
All right.
That is so funny. But let's get into let's not get into it. Yeah, I was gonna say let's get into mine. That was not it at all. Get in there.
I mean, if that's what you guys are about.
You know what kind of party this was.
You guys said this was going to get personal, so.
I showed up, which means I get full consent. No, we won't go there. But yeah, so tell us about Science Penguin. You have a partner, Joel Bevan.
Yep.
Tell us about Joel.
So Joel's a huge nerd. Love the dude though. I've known him probably like 6-7 years, something like that. We run another band before this called Dead Writers, but when I was at Shepherd University.
Oh, wow.
And we played music then. We broke up because I had to go to Baltimore and live, And then he just kept hassling me. He was like, yo, let's play some more music. Yo, we got to do this. And I was like, all right, cool. So then we started playing music probably about 3 years ago. And since then, we've just been writing, chilling, playing shows here and there.
Where do you play your shows?
We've played in West Virginia at this place called MJ's. They're awesome.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they always take care of us. And they always call me, they're always the guy always hits me up, it's like, yo, we got a spot, you want to hop on? They're awesome. We've played down in Baltimore at this place called Depot. We played, actually, my buddy Matt Richards lives in Morgantown, and we played a show in his basement. It was like a basement garage show.
That's so
like
cool.
a beer fest. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
And maybe sometime soon you'll play Potion Castle.
I'd love to play Potion Castle in
We'll
Morgantown.
set it up.
Noah.
That'd be awesome. I'd love another trip up to Morgantown, especially because my buddy Shree was actually just like talking about how he was showing some of our music to some people and they were feeling it. So I feel like we could get a few people out there who would actually be
for sure. We're actually trying to get up to Morgantown, and if you have a show, why not, right?
That'd be
Perfect excuse.
Lawrence keeps like trying to get us to go.
Lauren's been like, when are you guys gonna go? When are you guys gonna go? And it isn't that we don't want to go. It's just I guess we haven't found a weekend that we all have free.
Yeah,
makes sense. The schedules are hard.
Yeah.
You just gotta let me know like advance because I work on the weekends, so I just gotta keep up.
The same thing with me. When I work on Saturdays, like I just have to work it around.
Yeah. What's like the writing process or how you guys make your music?
So Joel's writing process is actually hilarious. What he does is he gets kind of drunk and watches Trailer Park Boys and sits on his bed with his guitar and just like writes music. And then he'll like show up at my house and he'll be like, yo, I wrote some stuff. And I was like, all right, lay it on me. Then he plays the riffs like 1,000 times each before I'm just like, oh, I understand what you're trying to do. And then I like write a drum part too. So, I mean, it's nice because it's just the two of us. But at the same time, you know, I feel like we could branch out if we had like a bassist or another guitarist or something, just to give a little more spice to it.
Like,
more
you've been kind of feeling another guitarist. Is that gonna go through, you think?
Well, I don't actually know because I haven't heard from him in a couple weeks. But we also did just play a show last week, so we didn't get together and practice. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's so cool.
You know, you guys could really use a tambourine player.
I was thinking the electric triangle.
I think she's like she's trying to woo herself in there. You know, she did get some maracas.
I was pretty good with those maracas.
I don't know if I agree with that, but
her cousin said I had rhythm.
And she was drunk.
I mean, she was also speaking Spanish, so I can't confirm exactly what she said.
No, what she actually said is, what she actually said was this white girl has no rhythm.
And Liz was like, oh, she said something about rhythm. And I was like, yes, thank you. That's hilarious.
An utter lack of it.
So I know you were saying earlier that you have an interesting story behind all the names of your songs.
Yeah.
Can you give us a little background on that?
So, a lot of the time what happens is Joel and I, you know, we've been friends forever, so we'll like get together and we'll like be chilling at my house just like drinking beer, smoking cigars until like 6 in the morning. And then every once in a while, one of us will just say something like really dumb. And we'll both look at each other and be like, that's funny as shit. That's a song title. We'll just write it down. Or like the other time we were at a cigar shop up in Frederick and we saw a commercial for like tires where the tires turned into snakes. And we were just like, tire snake? What the heck? And he was just like, wait, tire snake. And I was just like, tire snake. Yeah. So usually it's just like weird things like that. Like we have a song from this party we were at called My Dick's Got a Funny Looking Shadow.
That's called herpes. I don't know.
I don't even remember.
What kind of party? You gotta show them the little image from.
Oh my god, if I could find that meme. This was like the meme of our trip because of one of Melissa's friends.
The way they make like songs kind of reminds me of Parks and Rec when like he's like Andy's always like changing the name of his band. He's always like you hear something, he's like, no, I call it. He's like,
absolutely. I mean, it's like 100% how we write like our song titles because
what have I done now?
We're an instrumental band. So our songs don't really mean like they don't have that much of a story behind them. Like you know, you hear a story from like the vocals or the lyrics or whatever, right? Well, we don't have a lyricist, so.
But is that something you do want to eventually expand to? Like, or you think you just like the vibes that you have right now?
I could see it going either way, honestly. I wouldn't mind it because I can actually do backup screams. So if we had somebody sing, then I can scream. And then
I mean, do you ever throw any in there just for the hook?
I was gonna say, can you give us a little
demo here?
Demo of your scream?
Do it.
Demo?
Yeah.
There's blood in the water.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That was awesome. No. Yeah. Nice try though. Nice try.
But yeah, so it's like we used to have a vocalist. We had this girl Penny who was doing vocals with us for a while, and she just like she was a first-year teacher, and she wasn't like feeling the commitment because she was like super stressed from that and like the other job that she had. So she was like, let me cut out the one thing that's like a hobby so that I can like get my footing and everything else. And I respect it, you know. I love Penny. She's a great girl, like amazing vocalist. But you know, when she left, it kind of opened up us to this like world of instrumental music and writing things that are just like more instrumentally exciting. So
That's awesome.
And you can name them whatever.
exactly.
I was gonna say you'll have really cool names that way.
There was a night recently where I hung out with Matt and Joel. And it's a little intimidating because I say a lot of weird stuff, and we got to the point where like literally everything I was saying, Matt's just like writing it down in his phone.
It was great.
He has a record of it somewhere. There was something like, he's like, that's a song title. I don't want to laugh this away or something like that.
I don't want to laugh all this away or something.
Yeah. And then Tabalubala.
Tabalubala.
Yeah.
Because we were playing this drinking game I know called Tablero, and she forgot what the name of it was, so she's like, oh, well, Tabalubala was great. I'm just like, oh, God. Writing it down.
5 times.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Tablero is a really fun game also.
It is. It's great.
I like Tabalubala better than
I like Tabalubala better. So when do you think your next show will be?
We actually have one this Friday, on Black Friday. We're playing down in Purcellville, Virginia, at a brewery, which I'm really excited about because they're giving us a $50 bar tab. So I'm just
it's sick.
That's awesome.
And it's just between me and Joel, so like, how much could we go through?
Just get pictures.
I was gonna say, you'd be surprised. So I know you were gonna play a couple of your songs. Why don't you go ahead and introduce the song that we're gonna listen to next?
Okay.
Well, I guess for the first time, so that they can get a little bit of a background, where they can listen to it, and where you got the name from.
So I think the first one we should listen to is Sonoluminescence. It's a song that the name, honestly, Joel just kind of like saw and came up with. I forget exactly what he says that like sonoluminescence is. It's actually this really cool thing. I think it's something like why aquatic things that glow like with that bioluminescent look, why they like glow that way. And I think it's just like a really cool like name for something. So that song you can find on like any streaming site. Like it's super easy to find.
Like Spotify,
YouTube, Bandcamp, iTunes, SoundCloud, like all of them.
And they just type in
Science Penguin and Sonoluminescence. If you don't know how to spell it, I'm sure Google can help you. So.
Alright guys, so we're gonna take a quick break. You guys can go ahead and listen to, like, don't even want to try to pronounce
Sonoluminescence.
And we'll be right back.
enjoyed listening to Sonoluminescence by Science Penguin, one of my favorite local instrument bands.
Bunch of nerds.
Bunch of nerds, but pretty cool guys.
Well, so Lauren's a little biased. I mean, it's great. The music is great. Not at all going on it, but she's a little biased because her and Matt actually, and Joel too, right?
Yeah.
They smoke cigars every Tuesday, and it's been ever since I've met you.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a long time.
What's
She's
Tuesdays?
Tuesdays, I can't do anything. I'm like, why? She's like, I have to go smoke cigars. I'm like, since when do you smoke cigars? She's like, it takes me forever to smoke a cigar, but I go for it because it's fun and cool and.
Well, she hangs out for an hour and
relaxing.
smokes one that's about this long.
Yeah, I was gonna
Lauren's lucky at badass. Like,
Yeah,
she's like does like cigar. She smokes cigars. She plays golf all the time.
Yeah,
what?
she's
Like
so
she's
cool.
awesome. Like Lauren's actually really cool.
Why do you think I'm from her? She's awesome.
Yeah, but we switched to Wednesdays. I haven't made a single Wednesday.
Well, we only switched to Wednesdays because of my grad school.
Right.
So,
I can now because we have meetings.
Right.
And usually I was staying in Rockville Wednesday nights, but now the meeting's over, so
perfect.
I'm in.
She has no excuse now.
Except for this Wednesday.
It's fine. I'm not going to be there.
Because I'm going to Morgantown for Thanksgiving and I'm leaving on my gosh, darn it.
Way to go. So, Matt, tell us a little bit about your personal life. I know, so you're a teacher, a math teacher, right?
I am.
How do you like that?
I actually love it. I've been doing it for 4 years. I started out in Montgomery Village Middle School, where, you know, it was a shock to like come to
Culturally?
It was a culture shock because I went to school in West Virginia, but it was also just like, you know, I had never been in charge of the classroom by myself really, so it was just like, oh, I have all of these responsibilities that I didn't know about, and I'm a first-year teacher and I don't know what I'm doing. So, but I very quickly figured out after my first year like how to manage all that, and it was good. I actually really enjoyed working there, and it was like a lot of cool people. Now I'm at Clarksburg High, and I love it. It's great.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Teach algebra, right?
I teach algebra too.
Algebra too.
Yeah.
So it's funny, I actually graduated from Clarksburg High School. My little brother and I graduated from Clarksburg High
Nice,
School.
nice. You probably know some of the teachers that are still there.
Yeah, I do. It's cool. It was a good school.
Yeah.
But I guess I do want to ask, like, what is the difference between teaching middle school to high school? Because I mean, that's a
Big step.
It's
big step, right?
It is, and it's like, it's weird because in middle school everyone's just insane. You know, it's like they're just running around the hallways playing tag. They're just now figuring out that they have hormones. They're like, I mean, they're just insane. Like, I mean, it's just what it is. When they get to high school, they've got it a little more figured out. But the problem is they think they're grown, so they try to do things like, you know, leave for lunch so that they can go smoke a joint with one of their friends and then come back for the rest of their classes, or you know, they're just sitting in class on their phones the whole time or something like that. You know.
How do you deal with that? The phone thing. Definitely gets so prominent now.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more an issue, and it's really annoying. But what I do is I just tell them put it away, and if they don't, then they need to pass my class in order to graduate. And if they don't know it yet, they're gonna figure it out really soon, because I'm not gonna help them out if they try to come see me and be like, Miss Yates, how can I fix my grade? I'll be like, Mister. Last time I checked. No, they'll come to me at the end of the quarter and they'll be like, how can I fix my grade? And it's like, you had 9 weeks to do that and you sat on your phone in my class. So
right?
Good luck. Good luck and credit.
So you're not just like get off your phone and get out of my class type thing? Like you just...
No, I'm not about to kick somebody out, because then they're just a problem for somebody else, you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah. But then also it's like, it's good that you have that behavior with them because it teaches them, like when you're in college, nobody cares. Like unless you're there present, like some professors are aware of that and they're like, yeah, you've been in my class every class, like you can do extra credit. But like, if you're in class and not even paying attention, professors or even in general, people see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Teaches them like, yo, get it together, because nobody's helping you out unless you pay attention.
Yeah, people don't understand how much you see that when you're actually in front of a class.
Yeah.
It's like, when I'm standing in front of a class and a kid puts his head down, I notice immediately.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, ha-ha, nope, pick your head up.
And you know the material, like, back and forth because you teach the same class over and over, so it's kind of like muscle memory for you.
Yeah.
So you're saying everything, but also it's not stimulating probably to a point.
Right.
So you can see, like, you're saying things, but you're like really looking at the class.
Yeah.
But with technology today, it's so much easier to cheat
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is that a big problem?
Oh yeah.
In high
No,
school?
like most of the homework assignments I get are forged. Like they
Wow.
copy them from other
I was
people.
gonna
and
ask you
stuff
that.
like that.
Because I heard, like, we have another friend's teacher, and I couldn't fathom the fact that she's an elementary school teacher, and they do everything on computers now.
Yep.
Like, they don't write anything anymore. Like, no more
Wow.
pencils. They, like, type their essays and, like, hand in their homework online. I couldn't even, like, when I was in second grade, I couldn't even, like, imagine not you doing that. You know what I mean? So they did the same way with you?
So actually, no, we don't do a lot that's online in high school. Not yet, anyway.
Oh, so it's still, like,
yeah,
pencil
and
stuff.
paper. Like I make flip charts, which are like PowerPoints, but they're weird and special made for Promethean boards.
Promethean
Yeah,
boards,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just I throw it up there and they write notes and they try problems. I mean, in math it's different because
You have to do it, right? It's like
Yeah.
anything science related, like
Yeah.
any chemistry, so you have to, like, have
Yeah.
to, you know what I mean?
To
It's
show
not like,
your work.
Yeah, absolutely.
well, that kind of makes me feel better because when they told me that second graders had like computers now in their class, I was like really like
Yeah.
worried. I was
Well,
like I was
it
kind of
worries
freaked out.
me
I was
because,
like,
like-
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I look at certain people when they write you something, and you're just like, yo, did your mom ever make you write the dictionary? Because I know my mom used to make me rewrite paragraphs.
What?
Write the
No,
dictionary.
but I mean, you said like
No,
cooking shit, right? Like,
Anna's
like,
mom made him write stuff, different like definitions of dictionaries. That's why sometimes he makes up, like he says random words. It's because she used to do it so he could improve his
vocabulary.
yeah, and also no his
And
his handwriting.
yeah.
It's like
And so he actually has beautiful handwriting. But it's just funny when I see people write. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Well, it's also crazy that they don't know how to write cursive anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah,
actually got rid of that like
yeah.
They
the
stopped
year
writing.
after I graduated, because I know the SATs. I had to do my essay in cursive,
Yeah.
and the next year they didn't have to do it. And I was really upset. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So how do you balance being a high school teacher and disconnecting from that, and then coming home and doing your music, going out,
Being a badass.
being a badass, right?
So I actually am an anomaly when it comes to being a teacher because I don't take any work home with me. I legitimately, I go to school, I set up for my class, I teach my class, I'm working literally the entire time that I'm there. I do not stop even on my planning periods, during lunch, I'm still grading papers, I'm still doing stuff, but I don't take anything home. I leave it all at work, and if I don't get it done that day, I'll get it done the next day. It's not a big deal. I separate that from my personal life so that I can just do things like have hobbies, like play music with Science Penguin, and hang out and smoke cigars and drink whiskeys with my buddy Joel until 6 in the morning. It's just
While
you
Lauren
have-
takes a nap.
right. Of course, while Lauren takes a nap. You just have to, you have to be willing to go into work and know that you're not going to get a break the entire time you're there, so that you can have that social life and that free time outside of it. But that's, also weird, and I also tutor way more outside of work, so I'm doing all kinds of stuff after work.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's money, so
Right.
That's awesome.
yeah.
I know so many people who, it's easy to say because I'm not a teacher, but they just don't seem like they're really efficient with their time, because I know a lot of teachers,
Me
even
too.
math teachers, who will stay at the school until 8 p.m.
That was my next
grading.
question.
the
What time do you leave?
The kids leave at 2:30. I leave around 3.
So you're actually you're out.
Oh wow, that's so impressive.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That's
honestly,
really
I know you are the second teacher that I know that is like that. The only other person that I know, she's very close to me, and she says the same thing. She's like, I love the fact that I can just disconnect. I don't do those things anymore, because she's like, it just isn't worth it. I need to
It's not.
work when I'm at work,
Yep.
and then when I'm out of work, I'm done. I'm disconnected. That's it. And
Yeah.
she coaches teams for the
Yeah.
Montgomery County. So obviously she's busy all the time. So she's like, I just don't have that time anymore.
It's true.
And it is only fair. You should only be working 8 hours.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a reason why you're
Right.
working more than that, I
Yeah.
think.
For sure, and that's the thing that not a lot of teachers can do. I am okay if I don't get a quiz back to my kids the next day. They've accepted the fact at this point. It's been a quarter already, and
Yeah.
they've gotten used to me. But it's they accept the fact that their quiz isn't going to be back for a week. Get over it. You don't care that much anyway. You're
Yeah.
in my class
When I
for
was
a
in
reason.
school, I never got them back the very
Exactly.
next day.
There's
But so there's
some
a
teachers.
type of person that
Yeah.
you're saying
Yeah.
if they have it, they need to
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of now that I'm in grad school, let's be real. I literally just got a grade for something that I did 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean,
that's how it is.
well, yeah, my professor right now is the director of the program, so I mean, kudos to her.
Yeah,
She even has
probably
class,
super
right?
busy.
But I guess we also wanted to get a perspective. I know that there's been a situation that's happened at Damascus High with their football team.
That's a very safe way of putting that.
Yeah, I guess I didn't know how.
Preface that.
I don't know.
I went to Damascus High, and so did your husband.
Yeah. Introduce the situation.
Good old Damascus High School. We like football and cows.
You have to admit though, they have been doing football very well.
That's what I'm saying. It was unfortunate. It was unfortunate because the week prior to that scandal, the varsity team had just broken a national record for the most consecutive football wins ever. And then the following week, the JV team did something horrendous, came to light, and it kind of tainted the entire.
So I guess so the situation, there isn't a lot of information, there is still a lot of investigating happening.
Of course.
But the case was that a few of the JV football players, I guess the word is rape or assaulted.
It was sexually assaulted.
Sexually assaulted.
They raped with a foreign object.
It was a broomstick.
A broomstick. I'm not sure if it's one or several students.
There's like multiple kids.
Multiple kids, apparently, yeah. So multiple kids have been charged with it, and they harmed either like a couple of other students and the JV team. Like Aaron said, he graduated from Damascus. My husband graduated from Damascus, which means a lot of our friends are still live in Damascus, and one of them is a teacher and stuff. And we briefly talked about it. But I guess we wanted to get your perspective because we all have our own opinions on how it should go and all the things that happen. But like, what's going on as teachers? Like, what are you guys telling students? Because it's definitely, I mean, Clarksburg's right there, so I'm sure.
Down the street.
Yeah.
So I actually I tutor a kid that's at a school that it's not Damascus, but it's like near there, and she had heard about it, and her mom and her were like at the session with us, and we were talking about it, and she was just like, yeah, no, what exactly happened? And I told them it was like broomstick, and they were just like, oh my god, like there's no wrapping your brain around something like that. Like it's just sick.
Yeah, it's like something you hear that happens like in prison. That's not, you know what I mean? That's like
or like something hypothetical in a movie.
Like a Stephen King movie, because all his kids are
like
fucked up.
We just think about like at least for me, I kept thinking, how do the parents of the kid that it happened to feel, but also how did the parents of the kid that did that to someone? Because like, as a parent, I don't know, just
you gotta view your kid differently after that, right?
You don't even know what to do. Like my kid just did that to somebody. I love him, but like, what? And I'm not a mother, so I may not know. But I guess we're really interested in knowing, like, as a teacher, like, how do you react to that, or how do you even say anything to your students?
I usually take the approach that I don't say much unless it's brought up. And
Yeah.
if it's brought up, then I'll tell them pretty much what I told you guys just now. Like it's something that you can't wrap your head around. And if something like that were to ever happen to any of my kids, like not even like I don't have any kids like personally.
No, but yeah.
Like children, but like if that were something that were to happen to one of my students, like I would feel some kind of way about it. Like I would be pissed. I'd be angry. I would want heads to roll. You know.
Yeah.
It's like it's not forgivable. It's just it just doesn't make sense. You know?
What's an appropriate punishment?
That's what that's a good question,
like
right? It's because they're minors. So then, how does it also? That was a question for me because like, does that just go away when they're 18, or do they get?
I guess it depends how they're being charged, but we do have to take a really short break just because we're coming up on time. But we'll definitely pick it up after this short break. We are going to be listening to another one of your songs, which is
this one's called "It's In There." This is just
That's what she said.
you get it. This is another one that Joel just kind of came to me. He was just like, "Yo, song, it's in there," and I was just like, "All right." Also, probably like 5 in the morning, drunk out of our minds, just like smoking cigars on my back deck in the dead of winter because we're idiots. So.
All right, so let's take a listen, and then we'll be right back. so we do want to give apologize because we didn't realize that the title of the song was a little insensitive to what we were talking about previously. But
just unhappy coincidence.
Yeah, we really do think that the Damascus situation and what we've been talking about, it is a very sensitive matter. So
it's pretty heinous,
we don't not want to offend anybody, and it definitely was not intentional at all.
Not at all.
That was just, it happened to be what we had already pre-planned, and we didn't think about that we were gonna end on that note. But
it's just one of our better songs.
Right. Yeah, and we'll pick up on what we were talking about, which was just really how bad, like this, just how horrific that situation was.
Because it just escalated so much. I mean, at least I'm guilty of like definitely hazing in high school, but that would have never crossed my mind. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you mean by hazing?
Like for like freshman hell week and shit, like you always grab the freshmen and you put F's on their heads and. You know, like you like hold them down or whatever, but like nothing like that.
You like put shaving cream on them or something.
Stuff like that, but I would like that would have never even crossed my mind. You know what I mean? Like that is something.
Yeah, I think it's a little different for us because like
like that's like something
horrible crime that you gotta be messed up.
Like and I think what the weirdest thing to me is that it wasn't just one individual. You know, it was like a group of kids and like I just cannot.
I feel like that's how school shootings occur, like something like that. Because I know like something like that would happen to me, and at such an early age, I would be livid. Yeah, I'd be like, how am I gonna kill these dudes? You know what I mean? Like I don't know, like.
And you bring up school shootings, I could talk about those for the next 15 minutes.
Like I feel like that's just shit you don't do.
Like, it is.
But like, I maybe this is naive to say, but I don't think I was ever in a place that if someone did something that horrible or were like. One of my friends was talking about bringing a gun to school, or they were doing something like that in front of me that I would have joined in.
You mean like joined in to do what they were doing?
Exactly.
Exactly. Like that's just
no way.
It's crazy to me because I think about like, you know, everybody talks about peer pressure and like, I mean, maybe I got a little not even, but like I've never been peer pressured to really do anything. So like, I just don't understand like. I mean, maybe peer pressure into smoking some pot or like having your first beer or something.
I peer pressured you.
As an adult. I was an angel child. Like all my friends were drinking, and I was like, I'm just not ready.
Right.
Same thing with sex. Like I'm not there yet. I'm not an adult yet. But man, when I turned 21,
you became an adult and you started banging, or
we'll call him A, we'll call him B.
Banging, I said
Kool-Aid Man came out.
No. Oh man, but it is rough. Like the whole thing is it is a tough thing to even talk about. But I guess the whole reason why we wanted to bring it up is really just to shine a light on the fact that like these are kids and this is what happened in our community and this is what like kids are capable of. And so, you know, if we do have parents or young people listening to us, that like it really is something that, you know, peer pressure is out there and it's definitely something you should try to avoid at all costs. But definitely like if you see something bad going on, you should report it. Like I know everyone's always said that, you know, like report it to an adult, but it really is true. Like
and don't report it to one adult, report it to multiple adults.
If you suspect of anything like that, any hazing, any bullying or anything like that, you should definitely report it because I mean that's how things escalate. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So let me ask you this. I mean, do you think they should be charged as adults or as minors?
I see. It's hard to say because I mean when it's a kid. You know, where is the line, you know? But at the same time, it's like you're in high school, they're making some pretty serious decisions. Like, I mean, they're drinking, they're smoking, they're having sex. Like, they're doing lots of things, right? And that's a decision that one of them made. And that's not a kid decision, that's an adult decision. So, I mean, I might be a little harsh because I'm a teacher and because I see it this way, but I think like, you know, they should be held to like some kind of standard. They should be held accountable for the decision
they made.
I think they should.
I think they should be held as.
I have the opposite It's just because in my mind, I feel like if you put a hard line where 18 is adulthood, then that's it. Like, I'm just very simple with it. Anybody, no matter what crime they commit before 18, they're a minor.
To me, it's just like, it's the nature of the crime. That's always what I've been with. And I think the crime that they committed, and they might, it's horrendous enough to be, they should be charged as adults. I also do see it as like, it's hard because with sexual abuse, like, it ruins you, and some people overcome it and others don't, and it's really rough. Like,
I can tell you for a fact, like, whoever the victim they'll be with them forever.
Yeah,
like it'll definitely be.
And it's definitely like maybe it should be like an episode that we should host with a psychiatrist or something about it. But like, sexual abuse really can mess somebody up in everything, develop relationships in the future, social aspects of life, even sexual aspects of life. I know that a lot of people put sexuality as like, like in the dark and it's like a bad thing, but it's like, no, it's true. We're human beings, we have sex, and we connect with our significant others through it, or if you like having a lot of sex with different people, as long as you're safe, whatever. But that really messes you up, and like, people always say like, well, it's just sex, and it's like, yeah, I get it, it's just sex, but when you have those issues, it's hard to open yourself up for that.
Yeah. And
we're humans, everybody deserves an orgasm once in their life. I'm just being honest.
It's just different when it's consensual.
You get no others.
No, not once, more than once. But I'm just saying, like, it's so messed up because these kids, like and they're all boys, like they're never going to be able to just. And hopefully, I do hope that they overcome it with the right guidance and therapy and everything, that they can overcome this issue. But it's just going to be really hard for them to connect with anybody socially, affectionately, loving, sexually specifically.
I mean, it could have that effect on
it's very individual. People can really overcome anything.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I'm saying. Like, with the right help, I really do.
See,
but it's the same on both sides of it. Like, what they did was really heinous, but can they be saved too? Like, the perpetrators of the crime?
It's funny that you say that, because I think they can. Like, I really think that, like, it was a big mistake, and I don't think we should forget about it at all. Like, they should definitely be on the registry. Right. Like, they should definitely pay for this mistake that they committed. It's a huge thing. It was a huge crime. This is just not forgivable at all. But people make mistakes, and they're, like you said, they are kids, so it's like.
And the biggest difference, I think, I'm not 100% sure on this, but the difference in being tried as an adult versus a minor is that you'll go to adult prison.
Yeah.
Well, yes, and also the registry. If you're a minor, you don't go on the registry. And if you're on the sexual
But they could
assault
change that with the right cases. You can get stuff like that changed. That I do think that they should be registered. But should they be in an adult prison where they're young kids?
Usually what happens is, like, they'll go
to 21 and under, right?
Yeah, so if you murder someone and they try you as an adult or whatever, you can still go to juvenile prison, and then the moment you turn 18, then you go to adult prison.
I think it's 21 now. Well, it depends on Montgomery County, the case.
Gotcha, because depending on, like, then the length of your sentence, because then you'll just get transferred over to an adult prison.
Yeah, but this is like it is a really hard thing to talk about, and we definitely won't find.
I mean, do you think they should go to juvie?
I definitely do think that they. Yeah. You know what? I also do think that we need to, like, as a society, really put like therapy and psychiatric help, because these kids, there is something wrong with them. Like, there is no way.
I've had that thought myself as well, about like how there should be, like, more therapists and more, like, psychiatric professionals and stuff in schools. There's just no people to do it. Like, I've also, like, you mentioned gun violence earlier, and I thought about, like, there should be more cops in schools. But Montgomery County's hurting for cops. Like, they don't have enough as is to cover, like, everything that's going on in the county, much less put more in schools. So it's like, yeah, it's a great idea, and yeah, it's a potentially in like years down the road solution. It's just, it's one of those things that you can't just snap your finger and then, oh, there's more medical professionals in schools. Like the people that work in the schools, they do the best that they can.
Yep.
And I've seen what some of the like the professionals
Counselors,
in schools, like not even just counselors, but like even the actual like psychologists that schools have, that what they deal with, and they are so busy like every single day working with people that are just like, they come from the most ridiculous like upbringing where it's just like things just like there's kids that, like my dad for instance, he was a social worker, he dealt with like some ridiculously needy and like harmed kids, like he worked with them for his entire career, and there's only so much that they can do, you know,
because there are kids that, you know, come from really bad backgrounds, have all these issues.
Yeah.
There are kids that have the same backgrounds, have no issues.
Right.
There are kids from the most privileged of backgrounds
That
who have all these
absurd
fucking issues.
issues.
So
It's not even about like the upbringing. It's
Right.
about like, you know, the kid sometimes just develops in a way that like sometimes it's not quite where it should be. You know.
And you know, we do live, well, not all of us live in Montgomery County, but Montgomery County itself as a county is a very wealthy county.
Very much so.
So we are very lucky that we have a county that does have a psychologist, that does have cops in high schools and things like that.
Yeah.
Because some high schools don't, or some schools and counties don't have that.
True. But even still, like my school only has one SRO, the school research officer, and he's split between two schools. Like,
yeah.
even though that like we're
how
more
many
wealthy.
students are at your school?
2,100.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And how many
How many graduating classes?
psychologists with
400,
degrees work? How many like psychiatric?
That I
professionals?
don't know because I haven't like gotten much into like meeting the counseling department.
There's,
but
when I was there was a counselor, there was like, it was by last names and then like by grades. So when I was there, I think I still know one of the counselors at Clarksburg. But when I was there was like five. But we were significantly smaller. My graduating class was only 400 students.
Yeah.
There were 2,100 now, so like.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, because,
pretty
like,
sure my
before-
graduating class. Oh wait, no, the whole school had when I graduated like 1,600 or 1,700.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morgantown High, and I'm pretty sure we only had 2 counselors.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We are very
But-
lucky that we have counselors, or like Montgomery County
Yeah.
is a wealthier county, so they do have more resources than other schools. So it's all relatable in that sense.
And it's all, I mean, it's also a different time, you know, when we were all in school, like, we weren't having issues like gun violence in schools or like, you know, kids
I mean,
doing
Columbine
anything like
was
Damascus.
a
Which is not as
long
frequently that you
time
hear it.
ago.
Yeah,
Right,
it's not
right,
as frequently
right.
that you're hearing it.
It was,
Yeah.
but it's like, it's become more and more and
Like,
more of an
prominent,
issue and
yeah.
like more prominent and more
Yeah.
just like, you know, these things are happening. Like we had a training the other day where some guy from the police department stood up in front of us and said, it's not an issue of we hope it doesn't happen, it's an issue of let's plan on what to happen when it happens.
Yeah.
And it's like, that message that they're sending to us is scary, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't get into teaching high school kids because I wanted to protect my kids from an active shooter or like anything like that, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't get into it so that I could, you know, barricade my door or tell all my kids to run out of the classroom because the shooting's far off, you know? I got into it because I wanted to help kids and I wanted to like make them like grow into like better math people.
They have to be trained.
And you
for
know that we do
dangerous
need more math people out there.
Yeah.
And just to change the subject.
Yeah,
Make it a little lighter.
there is always a
You
need
wanna
for.
teach, tutor me in Calc 3?
Hey, I've done it. I taught it. I didn't teach it. I took it. But
Yeah.
But
I didn't
guys, I
My
know
grad
it's
school, right? I hate
definitely been a
Calc,
heavy topic to talk about. And we are aware that we're not gonna solve the issue tonight, like I've always said. But it helps to talk about it, and it's really nice that we can express what we think about it and really get a perspective for someone that has hands-on like experience with students and young, first experience with students, and really in general, kids, 'cause we don't really have that on a daily basis.
No.
So.
And you'll get a bonus track from Science Penguin since we talked.
I was gonna say you get a
Over
bonus track because I
time.
think we're gonna have to add another segment so you guys get to hear a little bit more about our trip. But
Yes.
we'll listen to one more song and then we'll listen to another one because you guys are gonna get a bonus track of Science Penguin, and Matt's gonna introduce it. Let us know what the next song is.
So this one's called Spear Tackled by a Rocket Man. And this one actually came to fruition because Joel and I were sitting around one time, as we usually do, drinking, and we were actually watching, I think it was the second Avengers, when like Captain America and like Iron Man, they were like fighting some dudes trying to get the turbine or
Before
whatever
the big
moving,
fallout.
and then like they finally got it going, and this dude was about to shoot Cap in the face, and just Iron Man came and just fucking wrecked the guy, right? Just flew in and just wrecked him. And we were just like, damn, that dude just got spear tackled by a rocket man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. So to end on a lighter note, we will be talking about our fun trip to Cartagena, Colombia.
Yes.
Colombia.
I brought
Colombia.
my great friends, so Lauren, my friend Ryan, Myra, and then my cousin Daniela met us in Cartagena. We all flew down Sunday, and then we came back Wednesday. It was a really short trip, but it was super fun.
Much needed.
It was great.
Yes.
And you know, I know everyone's like, oh, Colombia, like Colombia is so dangerous or whatever. It really isn't that bad. But I decided to go for an all-inclusive because I know these girls are a little crazy. So it worked out really good, actually, because we were safe.
A little left out there. Nah, just got
So it was really good. The all-inclusive definitely led to like a lot of drunken nights.
Mojitos.
That's the best part.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Yeah.
I guess you guys can definitely check out on the YouTube channel. You'll see all the clips and videos from our trip. We also posted some on our personal Instagrams, which I guess I should give a shout out to mine so you guys can follow it and see what I have going on in there. But I'll post some on our Instagram as well. It's Whisky and Rose _A. And then mine is Melly.Mara. You guys can follow me so you can check out all the photos that I posted. And then Lauren's is
Lauren _B_give. I'm gonna double check that real quick.
but yeah, you can check out all our photos on there. But like
that was right. Yeah.
The trip was really fun. But you
Super
know,
fun.
I'm from Colombia, so I'm a little biased. But Lauren, why don't you tell them what you thought about the whole experience? So we flew out Sunday. Well, let's talk about Saturday because we started Saturday drinking.
Oh my god. Okay, so we started our night on Saturday with a lot of fun because we were just at our friend's house and we decided to drink a whole bunch, then go to Walmart because
wait, they had a Walmart in Colombia?
No, this was still in Baltimore before we flew out.
This was Saturday.
We had our good friend's brother drive us around because he's like, what, 17 or 18?
Yeah.
He's a baby.
Or
And
Myra's
he just
brother?
thought it was the most, Myra's brother. He just thought it was the most entertaining thing to see these like drunk girls. So we went to Walmart, we got some onesies, we went back home, continued to drink, put our onesies on, and there was at one point that we were taking photos. So mine had a butt flap, so I just like let that.
You let it hang the whole time? That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Because it was funny.
Typical
but we
Lauren.
were like taking a photo, right? And I was kneeled in front of a wall. I was only like a half a foot away from a wall. I don't know how this happened, but I fell forward.
And your ass cheeks dragging out?
No, I ate the wall. I took a chunk out of her wall with my teeth.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Like, you mean by ate it like you guys said
No, I
you fall, but
literally
you
ate the
actually
wall.
ate it?
Like,
No,
Melissa
she-
was like, Lauren, you have paint on
She
your
had
lip."
white, like you know, plaster and like paint on her teeth. Like it was pretty
And I'm like,
bad.
my
That
lips
shit
was-
hurt?
No, it didn't hurt at all. It was
It
just
hurt.
really embarrassing.
Was it, like,
Because I was like
teeth mark?
only this far away. And then I would just like hit it. And then ate a little bit of the wall.
Yeah, it
We
was.
got some really good pics out of that night. So be sure to check them out on our social
Oh yeah,
media.
I'm gonna set you guys up.
Yeah, I'll send you all the photos. But like, it was honestly, it was so fun. So that started our girls' trip, and I was like, oh man, this is gonna be trouble.
Yeah, because I wasn't invited even though I was, because I'm a dude.
And that wasn't
Admin and I weren't even
I wasn't
invited.
invited
So,
Yeah, nobody.
We
You
can
guys
hang
can do
out.
a guys
We
trip.
can hang out
Yeah,
next time.
exactly.
If they go on a girls trip, we'll go on a
Yeah,
guys
we'll
trip.
go out somewhere cool, man.
We're gonna take theirs to the next level.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that's the main thing. So, okay, that's how it started. And then we went on, the next day we woke up like 3 a.m., you know, like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, like we hardly slept.
And then we
Got
got on
to
the flight to
Colombia.
Colombia. And obviously, like for me, I always tell them every time I get to Colombia, it's like, I'm home. Like there's just like emotional thing that comes over me and I'm just like, oh, it feels so good to be
You
home.
guys don't have any good like airport stories?
Oh no, so
I feel like traveling's fun. Man. I like traveling's fun.
I mean, you skipped a whole lot.
okay, so when we get to the airport, we're just like, we check our bags, we go through security, not a big deal. Mine and her friend Myra is on a boot because she has a stress fracture in her tibia, and so she's she's in a boot the whole time of the trip. It's
she's
hilarious.
like modeling along.
So she's like, I'm gonna Photoshop my pictures and put like a leg, like J-Lo's leg, like half leg on the boot, just to be funny. You think it's hilarious, but that's besides the point. We get to the airport, not a big deal. Everything was fine. We fly. That wasn't a big deal because we were all so tired and kind of hungover because we had orange crushes. And those orange crushes are so sweet. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow,
So we get there, and we met with my cousin, and they hadn't booked their like taxi from the airport to the hotel, and I kept telling them, but of course.
Wait, you guys hadn't done that yet?
No, I had done it. They hadn't done it.
She did it.
Wait, you guys didn't want to share a taxi?
No.
So it was a shuttle.
It was a shuttle that the airport, the resort provided, but you had to book it for them. So that was like. So I like told the guy, I was like, they don't speak Spanish, like I played that card.
They're
of course,
just poor Americans. You're not gonna leave them at the airport.
That's exactly pretty much what I said. And the guy's like, I'll do it
as a courtesy.
They gave him a $20 tip. The dollar there is ×3, so
basically $60.
Gave him a lot of money, which was great. I really wanted them to do that because I thought it was really nice of him. We get in,
in this area, you pay $20 for
anything, and it was like super long to check in, whatever. Yeah. But the whole point, we get to the pool and then we just started drinking, and I don't think we stopped not even until we left, because like the whole trip, there's so much food.
Yeah.
So much alcohol, like it's never ending. So we just.
That's the best we did.
And the best thing, so when we were going out there, we're all coming off of working all week and whatever. So then leaving, we're all super bummed. So we got extra lit for the plane ride home. And our friends, me and Melissa are kind of on the same page.
Wait, hold on. We should give them more ideas of how the actual trip was, and then we'll talk about how the end was.
The plane ride home, though.
The plane ride home is a whole story. But I guess to briefly talk, we went to
beautiful beaches.
Then we went to the second night we walked around town, we went to the beach for a little bit, then the pool, and then we went to dinner, and then we went on a Chiva ride.
Wait, what's that?
So
Chiva is like a party bus.
It's like a party bus, but like Chiva, it was like an old tradition for Colombia. What Colombians would travel in, instead of a regular bus, they wouldn't have doors. It was just little.
It's like a windowless trolley.
It's funny because for me, I'm also Hispanic, but I'm Salvadorian. Chiva means blanket.
Oh really?
Yeah,
that's so funny.
A blanket ride.
Blanket ride.
Hey, Brian, back in West Virginia, we often put a blanket down because the hay is extra itchy.
So this was definitely not a hay ride. It was a windowless bus pretty much, and then instead of having doors, it had little slithers where seats were in the shape of a thing. It was weird. You can see it on the video. Yeah. You guys can check it out on the YouTube channel. But then they had their own little vallenato orchestra band thing, and then it was awesome. They were awesome, and then
I played the maracas.
She wasn't that great, but
it was super good.
I always hating, bro.
She said she ain't had no rhythm.
And then we had unlimited rum on there. So they handed us. Okay, so this is the story.
Unlimited.
So we get on, and everything's everything's quiet. It's not that big of a deal. They're playing the music, and we're all kind of hyped because we're all a little tipsy from drinking from before. And then he stops at a liquor store. I was like, okay, I had to use the bathroom. I used the bathroom, the most disgusting bathroom I've been to in Colombia. But that apparently doesn't top the one you guys had to go to. The one that I had to pay for.
Yeah, you go to the bathroom?
They did.
Girl, I've been in some nasty bathrooms.
Oh, I guess I haven't been in those nasty
bathrooms. You obviously never been to College Park, you know what I'm saying?
It was
thank you, Looney.
But the liquor store was he bought the liquor or whatever. He hands us one bottle, and it's a plastic bottle. And we all literally just look at each other and we're like,
himself.
Yes, but it was a rum bottle, and he gave us a huge bottle of Coke. It was a liter, right?
A liter of Coke.
And I was just we all looked at each other and we're like, oh shit, we're gonna regret this so bad.
The grossest thing though was that, and I didn't partake in this, but a couple of our friends are when we were on our way back in the Chiva, they passed our bottle of rum around the entire bus.
Nice.
And they're like, everybody take a shot. They passed it all around and got back
our
to
second bottle,
They take a shot. The other girl took a shot and I was like, oh,
And she's like,
That's good. Good.
and
it's just because I'm so drunk and not that I don't want to drink after literally everybody on this bus.
we met a group of Germans. It was actually pretty cool. We met a lot of people.
Super
Yeah,
cool.
super
Yeah,
cool.
it was so much fun.
The first night ended on like a high note because we like our single friends got like to hang out and mingle.
Talk about that. So since you're not, because you guys are all good looking, right? So.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. So like, yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. So like, did you get hit on a lot? How did you deflect that? I feel like since.
For me, it was mainly like I definitely would get hit on, but they would always ask like, "Oh, is this your first time you got the henna?" And I'd be like, "Oh no, I've actually been here with my husband before."
Good.
And
okay,
it was just like an easy breezy done.
I'm wondering how you deflected that.
Yeah, and it was interesting because like I was really freaked out. I actually left my wedding bands here because my mom always warns me like, don't take anything gold, not a lot of jewelry. And then I go to the resort, and I'm not exaggerating. There's women with like big rocks and just rocking them, and they were fine. So I felt a little weird because I was like, damn it, I should just bought my wedding bands, and it would have prevented all this. But I guess it probably wouldn't have because men are men. But it was really easy.
Because men are men.
And like, yo, are not a challenge.
What are you saying? I'm gonna start hitting on you right now?
No, not you. But I'm
I'm
just
gonna
saying.
start hitting on her. Because men are men.
Sorry, but these are husbands in the next. I literally.
Exactly. I don't give a fuck how close your husband is. I'm hitting on you. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm just saying, like, I would tell them that, and they would still like ask questions. I'm like, it's okay. Like, I'm married.
My experience was a little bit different because I was like, no habla español. I don't even know if I got it.
It's even the wrong way of saying it, so it's fine.
I don't even know if it happened. I don't think it did. Because people don't normally hit on me, I don't think.
Well, most people were just like...
I don't know, I feel like you might just be oblivious.
Yeah, she's oblivious. No, people were definitely interested in her, specifically because, like, she's this tall, beautiful woman, and, like, everybody in Colombia just seems to be a little shorter. And she's like...
Had you cut your hair at that point already?
No.
Okay.
So she was gorgeous, and then,
I know what
like...
you're trying to say.
Wait,
your hair
was gorgeous?
But, like...
Exactly. Here we go.
It is gorgeous. But like when everyone that would come up to us and like would make a compliment to her, I think we're just too afraid to hit on her. Because most of the people that would come up to me and be like, "Oh my God, her voice is great. Like she's so cute." Blah 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 blah. They wouldn't say it to her for me to translate. They would say it to me.
She's like towering over them.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it was that, but like she definitely could have definitely was being hit on because there's people approaching me. Being like, oh, you're friends.
So you got no light and love?
That's no light and love. You know, they use your approval.
So it was definitely like an intro. The first night was cool because like the girls got that fun and I had a good time too. I danced my butt off. And then the second day was the chica.
I literally danced my little chicken butt off.
Yeah, she was doing the chicken dance and I was just like,
that was only for
that is not.
She makes it sound.
I literally went like chicken dance the whole time.
She was better than
This dance is something that I've come up with on my own. It's called a cockfight.
Can we see it?
No.
I mean, I need two people. It's called a cockfight.
I don't know how to cockfight.
I'll show you. It's your only natural reaction if someone comes up to you on the dance floor and they're like, see? And this is what you do?
So people do this back? Like that's what they do?
Only Myra did it back. Nobody else did it back. I was just
so you went up to random ass people and you were like,
and that's everyone's reaction. They're immediately
No.
back off from shit.
It's so sad.
Did you get put into this?
No, I didn't get enough. Like, I'll send you all the videos so you can look at it. But it was just like, I looked at it and I was like, oh God, what is going down? The quality of dancing is just going downhill from now.
No, that was the best dancing you saw the whole night.
So
that was awesome. Yeah.
But guys, we are coming up towards the end. But to summarize, the trip was great. We did go to Baru, which is another island in Colombia. It was beautiful. The water was clear. That was the most relaxing day. On the flight back,
I slept a lot.
like Lauren said, on the flight back, we did have a lot of fun. We came back to Fort Lauderdale. Like we had a layover in Fort Lauderdale, and we had 2 drinks, and then we got a 3rd one to go. And
we had to chug all of them.
No.
The last 2.
Well, you did. I didn't, because I had drinking mine at a good pace. She was like babysitting hers and shit. So we get to our gate, and the guy's like, "Yep," he just swings it on, and then
we both had full drinks.
Like full drinks in our hands, and I was like struggling. I'm like,
it's a double tequila drink. A double tequila drink.
And whiskey, because remember it was an old fashioned. So it had like a little bit of whiskey and tequila in it.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, that explains everything.
Wait, old fashions don't have tequila?
No, it was like a twist. It was a tequila bar.
That was an old fashioned, yeah.
But that was the name of it. It was an old fashioned with a twist. That's the name of it.
Oh god.
So just listen to
twist is tequila.
We get in to the we started getting onto the plane, and then the flight attendant's like, "Oh, you can't come in with that." And I was like,
So you black chugged it?
What I did, I was holding it, and I was like, "All of this right now."
That's the name of your next section. That's the name of your next section.
All of this
Right now?
And I was like, okay, I literally backed up into the captain's quarters, and I did a little this to the captain, like,
She backed up. I came out of the plane, and I was like, "Are you sure?" Like I literally asked her, I was like, "Are you sure?"
I'm about to be drunk.
Like I'm literally asking you, look, like, are you sure you want me to chug this? Because I'm gonna be shit faced, and I cannot be held responsible for any of the actions that happen in here.
Well, you know, my friends.
Lauren and I were walking in front of our friends. We get into the plane, we sit down, and then comes in drunk Ryan and drunk Myra. They had to chug
the drinks at the gate, before they even came down.
So they waited, so they couldn't get in at the same time we did. They come in, and I was just like, "Did you have to chug?" They're like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh shit." So Lauren and I were both like, "Okay, headphones in. I'm so drunk, I can't even talk. Like I'll be too loud." Mara and Brian are like, "Let's get more drinks." I was like, "Oh shit, that can't happen. No."
Like cursing at each other, but like storytelling, but just like really dropping the F-bomb.
And there's kids behind us, so the flight attendant comes and it's like, "This is the last drink you can have."
Our
Oh
first drink was the last drink.
Oh my god.
Like, Myra ordered around for us, and like,
And I was like, "Can you just give me water? Can you just give me water?" So I just got water, because I had to drive us home, like Ryan and I home. But like,
You parked your car up there?
Well, in Baltimore, in Myra's house, not Myra's house.
No.
We all parked at Myra's house.
Gotcha.
And so Lauren and I have our headphones. I could hear both of them, and I'm like, "Guys," and Myra's like, "Can you switch with Ryan, because we're being really loud?" And they told us to stop cursing, and I was like, "Oh, I know." So I switched with them, and they were a little better, but like it was just so funny because I couldn't even be mad at them, because it's like they cannot be held responsible. Spirit, this is your fault. You should have just let me off my
Your first fuck up right there.
Oh no!
You done fucked up.
Guys, it was
They fucked up and making us chug our drinks before
It was
we got on the
260
plane.
round trip to go to like.
I don't care.
And it was also the shortest.
It was super short. It was
like
like
short layover.
It was
7-hour trip.
It was super fast. It honestly wasn't bad at all the entire trip, but it was just so funny because I'm like I looked at them and I was like, "Oh, Spirit, you done fucked up," because these girls, we are drunk.
This is something you don't want to skimp on, Spirit. This is your own.
I'm like so weird when it comes to flying. Like I cannot.
It was
do
so
that. Like,
funny because when we got off the flight, I was like, "Yeah, this is what they deserve. This is what you get for making me drink that thing."
They asked for it.
They
actually insisted on it.
I agree. But guys, I do think we're coming up to we're way over time. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Matt, for coming.
Hey, thank you guys so much for having me on.
Alright guys, well you can listen to us on Podbean, Spotify, and you can also check out our YouTube channel, which is Whisky and Rosé. And on Instagram is Whisky and Rose _A, and
The letter N.
The letter N _ the letter A. And you can always follow us on our personal Instagrams and see what we're up to, what we're cooking for the next episode.
Yes.
And all the videos will also be, all the YouTube videos and the podcast will be directly on Advanced Lifestyle. So it's Advanced Lifestyle _media.
And we also definitely want to give a shout out to Aram, because I know your next issue's coming out.
It is. It's coming out this week. So
definitely,
I'd love to feature your stuff on there if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'll put that in. That'd be sick.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Good publicity.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, hey.
So definitely check us out on all social media platforms. And
Say your Instagram again.
Melly.Mara.
And I'm at Lauren_B_give.
And I don't want to give mine out, but I'm just. I'm
Personal information.
Arginine_Aram, like the amino acid arginine, because I'm a nerd.
Cause yeah.
Dork.
Yeah.
But
Says the math teacher.
Yeah.
check us out. Let us know what you think. We really appreciate if you guys give us some feedback, messages, reviews, whatever you
Absolutely.
like.
Yes.
Let us know. Some comments on our YouTube channel. We are up to whatever you suggest. Like,
Yeah, we want the feedback.
we definitely want that
actually. We
feedback.
just-
Yeah.
but thank you for tuning in, and we'll check you guys out next week.
Yep. See you next week.
See you next week.